Call the meeting to order. Please call the roll.
Ms. Taylor? Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Mr. Olet?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item is the moment of silence led by our Board Vice President, Mr. Jerry Denton.
As we begin this meeting, let us pause for a 60-second moment of silence to reflect, meditate, pray, or engage in other silent activity. Thank you.
Next item will be the Pledge of Allegiance led by fifth grade student, Mr. Sawyer Scout of Leisure Park.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Sawyer.
You're welcome.
Great job.
Thank you.
Are you sad that it's fall break week? You only have to go to school 2 days this week?
A little bit.
A little bit? Oh, wow. Well, good answer. How's your year going? What's been your favorite subject or the favorite thing you've done so far?
My year's going great. My favorite subject's math.
Oh, that's great. What, are you involved with anything, maybe doing it outside of school, any activity, or are you part of a club at your school?
I do Stuco, and I'm a part of Stage Patrol.
That's awesome. Keeping everybody safe. We love it. Well, we appreciate you coming tonight and helping us out.
Do you have any guests tonight?
Miss Dotson, my mom, my brother.
You want to, are they over there? All right.
Great job. Can I get a picture with you?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sawyer, is there anything else you want to say? Because you said you had some things you want to say.
You have the best school and the best principal.
Oh, there we go.
Man, you just paid them. You got them all taken care of. Hey, nice job.
I got to meet Sawyer out in the lobby and introduce myself, and he said, well, thank you. I have some things I want to say tonight. So,
That's awesome.
so glad to share the mic with him. So before we get on to business, I want to congratulate our superintendent, Mr. Perry, for his closest to the pin today at the Broken Arrow Education Golf Tournament. He won him a TV, so.
I may announce I'm retiring tonight and join the senior PGA Tour.
Take the TV back.
Right. Next item will be approval of the board meeting minutes for September the 9th. Any discussion?
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Motion is second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item will be the approval of the special board meeting minutes for September the 10th. Any discussion?
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Motion second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes. Next item, number 6, Ms. McNally.
Can you hear me? A little taller than the last one.
Yeah, which doesn't have to happen often, but. Good evening, President Allen, Mr. Perry, members of the board. I'm here today to give a brief update on the partnership between Child Nutrition and BA Neighbors. I brought Megan Quickle here with BA Neighbors to help me present. However, before she gets started on all the fun facts, I do want to give a brief background on what this is. So it's a common misconception that there's massive waste within child nutrition. And although we do have waste, we look for ways to how to prevent this or decrease the amount. One way we have been doing this is providing share tables across the district that allow students to place their unwanted items on that share table for another student to come up and pick it up. We saw some waste with that as well. At the end of the service, we're having to discard these items. So this is where our partnership comes in with BA Neighbors. We were able to pilot this program at the high school and Baffa campus, our 2 largest sites, and we're able to set aside these items for Broken Arrow neighbors to come in and donate it to them so they can give it back to our families next day. So I'm going to allow Ms. Quickle to give you some fun facts about that.
Good evening, Board of Education. Thank you for allowing me to be here tonight and spread a little bit of information about Broken Arrow Neighbors and how we serve our neighbors in need here in the community. For those that don't know what Broken Arrow Neighbors is, we have been in the Broken Arrow community for the last 41 years. In the last year, in 2023, we provided the most services we've ever provided, with over 68,000 services provided to our neighbors in need in Broken Arrow and Coweta. In 2024, we provided a 15% increase over that in just the last 9 months of this year. And like Ms. McNally said, in just the first month of this brand new partnership with Broken Arrow Public Schools, the Freshman Academy donated 207 pounds, and the high school donated 156 pounds of fresh produce daily. And that comes back to Broken Arrow Neighbors. It goes out the direct next day to our neighbors in need. And our neighbors are able to come pick up those fresh items directly from us. So we could not do that without this amazing partnership. And I know we would love to introduce the ladies that make it happen. And I will say this, my warehouse team has said these are the kindest ladies they've ever had the interaction with. So I wanted to definitely point that out. And I will let Ms. McNally introduce them.
Yes, so I have my high school supervisors here and Freshman Academy. We have Kelly Huntsberger and Mary Tupas from the high school. And then we also have Miss Robin Brown from Baffa. These ladies go above and beyond. This is something that I just kind of put in their lap and was like, do it. And they took it upon themselves and have made this partnership possible. They also have to look at what they produce every day. We cannot overproduce for this. So they're making sure that this is being spread around their campuses and making sure that students are utilizing it and then allowing us to give it back to our neighbors.
Man, I would just like to say, I mean, I love this type of story. This is so remarkable that, you know, again, even though we don't have a ton of waste, but even what we do, to being able to repurpose that or just share it with the families here in the area. And what a remarkable logistics thing to try and overcome. To be able to get it separate, distributed the next day, that's pretty bizarre. That's cool though. But I mean, thank you guys and everybody involved in that. That's a really, really good deal. So thank you for making that happen.
Thank you.
Ms. McNally, I do want to comment on your team. At the first of the year, I was up at the high school campus. I had a friend of mine who's a president of a college that was in town, and they were having some issues with their college and their cafeteria situation. So we walked into the high school cafeteria, and it was in the afternoon, it was before a football game, and walked around campus and empty and showing him around. He was looking, taking pictures, trying to get ideas, and Miss Huntsberger tracked me down clear across campus, going when we were exiting, and said, "Hey, sir, do you need something?" But to come all the way over there just to see how she could help and answer any questions. So you do have remarkable people, and we appreciate them very much. So thank you. Any other questions?
No. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Next item, Ms. Barber.
Well, first, I just want to say thank you one more time to our child nutrition team. They are pretty incredible. Just servants' hearts each and every day to serve our kids, so thank you. Good evening, President Allen and Mr. Perry, members of the board. I have the distinct honor tonight of celebrating some staff and some students for some recognition. So first on the agenda, well, before I introduce him, let me just say one of the things we talk about all the time in education is that we want to prepare the child for the path, not the path for the child. And so I want to celebrate an educator tonight who absolutely is preparing our kids to be college and career life ready. He received an award this summer from the Oklahoma Council of Teachers of Mathematics, so OCTM, and the award is Engaging Students in Mathematics Beyond the Classroom. So Mr. Chris Bailey is his name. He teaches AP Statistics and AP Pre-Calculus, but he's also our pre-AP and AP teacher liaison. Does an incredible job of moving that work forward. And I think he has a couple things he wants to share with you this evening. So please welcome Mr. Chris Bailey.
Thank you very much, Ms. Barber. I actually, I kind of despise individual awards, and so because I feel like sometimes it diminishes the work that is also going on among similar colleagues. And so if you'll permit me, I would love to be able to kind of point out a couple of other similar activities for activities that I just was lucky enough to receive an award for, but sometimes go unrecognized within our AP department. And so I want to point out two specific circumstances, if you'll permit me. This past summer, we had two teachers, Ms. Doreen Christensen and Ms. Kimberly McKinley, that were also recipients of the Auschwitz-Birkenau Foundation's fellowship, which is 43 teachers from across the nation out of 4 million teachers that were awarded this fellowship to be able to experience, be able to be brought over to Poland and actually able to investigate and learn from the actual concentration camps that were over there, learn from those experiences firsthand, but also being able to bring back resources to be able to bring those experiences back to their teachers. And so this has been a 6-month-long intensive process that they've gone through, plus the week that they spent in Poland, and being able to this year bring back into their AP government, AP World History, AP US History, those lessons that we can learn from our past and be able to teach our students things that we can recognize and things that we can avoid in the future, I think is incredible work that I want to make sure that everyone is aware of here. And also, you're getting ready to be introduced to several students, our National Merit semifinalists, but I don't want to get into that before we recognize the teachers that are involved in preparing them through that journey. We've got 3 teachers, AP and pre-AP teachers, that are here tonight. There's a 4th one that spent countless hours with these students, preparing them on their National Merit journey. And so Ms. Brenda Lewis, Ms. Jonelle Wilson, Ms. Kim Trueblood, and then Ms. Alice Heckler, who couldn't be here tonight. But I want to recognize that we have an incredible group of teachers. We have 23 AP teachers and 18 pre-AP teachers across our district that are doing similar, if not better, work than this. And so, again, like I said, the individual award, I don't want that to overshadow what great work is being done across this district. So thank you for that.
I think on a night that we're here to celebrate you, and it just speaks of your character of recognizing other teachers and not focusing on yourself. And it just amazes me again of the quality not only of instructors that we have in the district, but of people, and that is pretty humble for you to do that. Second of all, former site teacher of the year at the high school, Mr. Bailey, does an excellent job, came from the private sector, kind of switched gears mid-career, and makes a huge impact on our students, and we just appreciate what you do at Broken Arrow High School and for the school district.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Bailey.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Next item, Ms. Barber.
Well, the next thing is very, very exciting also. We have 7 National Merit semifinalists we would like to recognize this evening. And another phrase we use in education is it takes a village, right? So Mr. Bailey's already introduced all the amazing teachers that are part of really preparing our kids to take this test and to be ready. I also want to recognize another phenomenal educator, and it's Miss Gina Giddens. Okay, she's one of our college and career counselors, and the work that she does to do FAFSA nights and college visits, and the list goes on and on and on, just to provide our kids opportunities to see something a little bit bigger than now. So I'm going to introduce Miss Brenda Lewis to come up. Miss Brenda Lewis teaches AP Lang, and she's going to come up again and recognize our 7 National Merit semifinalists.
Good evening. I'm Brenda Lewis, and I've had the pleasure of teaching 11th grade English at Broken Arrow High School for the past 34 years. Thanks to my wonderful and gracious principal, Mrs. Crystal Barber, I have the honor and privilege of introducing our 7 incredible 2024 National Merit semifinalists. Each of these outstanding students inspire me and hold a special place in my heart, as I've had the privilege of being their AP English teacher, SAT prep instructor, or one of their PSAT prep session coaches, alongside my wonderful colleagues, Mrs. Jonelle Wilson, Mrs. Kim Trueblood, and Mrs. Alice Heckler. Being a National Merit semifinalist is no small feat. It means these seniors have scored in the top 1% nationwide on the PSAT National Merit Scholarship Qualifying Test. They now have the chance to compete for merit scholarships, which can amount to hundreds and thousands of dollars. But these students are much more than exceptional test takers. As their teacher and mentor, I've witnessed firsthand how they each bring unique strengths and leadership qualities to our school community. They contribute positively in ways that go beyond the classroom. And tonight, I want to celebrate each one by also sharing a few fun facts that highlight their positive impact and lasting legacy on our campus culture. Let's start with senior Jake Henry. Do they want to come up? Or? He's a diehard fan of the University of Oklahoma football program, and when he's not hitting the books, you can find him cheering on the Sooners, attending college game day, and passionately yelling, "Boomer Sooner." He really wanted me to say that, by the way. But more seriously, Jake is known not just for his intelligence, but for his genuine thoughtfulness. He often takes the time to stop by his teachers' rooms simply to express his gratitude for all they do and make sure they know that he truly cares about their well-being. He has a knack and love for numbers and a natural talent for English too, even though he doesn't like it. In fact, he was my pick for AP English Student of the Year for 2023-24. Next, we have senior John Kaya, who comes from a John Kaya comes from a distinguished lineage of educators. Teaching runs deep in his family. His father, both grandpas, and his aunts are dedicated teachers or professors. John has inherited his family's passion for education and aspires to become a professor himself one day. Remarkably, John is our youngest semifinalist, having skipped his 8th grade year due to his exceptional intelligence. Wow. Next up is Nathan Martin. Nathan is one of the team captains of the Broken Arrow High School football team. He's a powerful example of tackling the stereotype that football players aren't academically driven. In the classroom, I witnessed how Nathan's peers look up to him, aspiring to emulate his commitment and drive. Balancing the demands of a challenging sports schedule with a rigorous load of AP classes, Nathan stands as a true role model of perseverance, commitment, and strength. Next, we have senior Connie Feldman, who couldn't be here tonight, but he's expressed his genuine gratefulness for this honor tonight. And as his SAT prep teacher in the fall of his junior year, I just saw firsthand how Connie confronts and overcomes significant challenges in the classroom, so this makes this National Merit status an amazing testament to his determination and resilience. Next up is Senior Noah Taylor. Noah is a talented member of the Pride of Broken Arrow Marching Band, where he shines on the marimba. Noah has earned a spot in the All-District Honor Band for several years, showcasing his musical skills. He also enjoys producing music and plans to major in sound engineering at the University of Tulsa next fall. Don't let his quiet demeanor fool you. Noah has a vibrant personality and exceptional talents that make him a favorite among his peers. Next up is Audrey Crisp. Audrey is a standout at the Early College Academy, a unique program in Broken Arrow where students can earn an associate degree before they even graduate high school. By the way, Tish McDonald, Early College Academy counselor, and her secretary, Nikki Owen, send their regards and couldn't be prouder of you, Audrey. Audrey is a 4-year cross-country runner, a dedicated volunteer at the Iron Gate Food Pantry, and she's taking on the art of jiu-jitsu with a passion for empowering women through self-defense. On top of all of that, she's an aspiring writer, eagerly hoping to publish her beloved short story in the University of Tulsa's Student Art and Writing Journal next fall. Hold on. And finally, we have Senior Darren Verrett. Darren is a big fan of baseball, both as a spectator and a player. And while I haven't had the privilege of teaching him in the classroom, I've heard plenty of glowing remarks about his character and dedication from his AP English teacher, Mrs. Heckler. When I asked Darren about his future, he eagerly shared the plans that he plans to uphold a family tradition by becoming a proud Golden Hurricane at the University of Tulsa, just like his mom. As we celebrate these outstanding national merits, I hope you will join me in honoring and celebrating them tonight. And I know that we have one more to honor, so I'm going to give over the microphone to Mrs. Jonelle Wilson.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Janelle Wilson, and as Brenda mentioned, I'm one of the PSAT prep coaches for Broken Arrow High School. I was given the honor from Crystal Barber to introduce Broken Arrow's National Merit Commended Scholar, John Roscoe. To be a commended scholar, students must score in the top 2 to 3% of high school juniors on the PSAT. This year, the cut score was even higher than it's been in the last 4 years, so this is an incredible honor for John. Throughout his high school career, John has shown that great things can be achieved through hard work and dedication. He would like to attend the University of Tulsa and plans to major in electrical engineering, which I've been told is highly fitting given that he built his own computer once. So it's just pretty awesome. And while I don't know John as well as some of the other honorees, I hear great things from his teachers, and so I know that's just a testament of how great of a student he is. Congratulations, John.
Hey, we don't want to get in trouble up here, so we just want to make sure we follow our agenda, and we want to recognize the scholars, and then John, you're going to be the best for last. So hold tight, because we're going to get you to come up to the mic and speak to us as well, okay?
All right.
Jake?
Yes.
You're up.
Tell us what your plans are, where you're going, and your experience with Broken Arrow and to get you to this place.
All right. It's kind of a tough question. I'm not for sure. Let's see.
There you
Sure
go.
where I want to go yet. I do know I want to study some finance, math, a little bit of both. I'm thinking of Tulsa, OU, Michigan, maybe Georgia Tech, something like that. Hopefully, I'm lucky.
What do you want to study?
Probably math or finance.
Thought about like offensive coordinator for OU football at all?
We need one. I would like to be one. I feel like I could do a better job, maybe. So.
Tell us about your experience at Broken Arrow High School. Kind of you feel like spurred you to this level?
Yes, sir. My experience at Broken Arrow High School has been amazing. I've been lucky to have 3 of the 4 teachers here tonight as my teacher. I had Miss Wilson in sophomore year from our pre-calculus class. I had Miss Lewis my junior year, like she said, for English. And then now I have Mr. Bailey for stats this year. And all 3 have taught me in different ways. It's been really great to experience different teaching styles and how those can all affect me in positive ways. And then Ms. Giddens has prepared me greatly for this.
That's great. Are you a lifer in Broken Arrow? Did you move here? Did you?
No, I've been here since kindergarten. So.
Love it. Love it. So, all right. Well, thank you, Jake.
Jake, hold on, you got any special guests here?
Oh,
with
yeah,
you
that's
tonight?
right.
Yes, sir. I have my mom and my dad back there in the corner.
All right. John?
All right, hello.
So hold on a second. She said you skipped. So what grade are you technically in right now?
Technically, I'd be a junior right now, but I skipped 8th grade, so I'm a senior.
That's amazing.
So, I actually tested in here to skip 2nd grade, but I failed. Right about over there.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, it made me a little mad.
Talk to us about where you're going and your future plans.
I want to get a bachelor's in finance and get a master's and a PhD hopefully one day. And then I'd like to be a professor somewhere because I feel like it'd be like a nice job and I like teaching people.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's great. And assume since you're 2nd grade, you're a lifer here too in BA?
Yeah. I came to BA in kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
That's great. And I think that's a testament. We highlight the high school, here because they've reached this level, but it's a long process of building, and elementary, middle school teachers, I'm sure, impacted your education.
A lot of the teachers in the high school, like the AP teachers, have been really helpful. And yeah, I just feel like BA, it's very good. I've heard that union is worse, so.
Well, we'll keep moving.
Do you have any special? You might think about comedy at some point in your career. You're good.
I'll think about it.
Do you have any special guests here tonight?
Oh, my mom back there.
All right.
Oh, yeah, and my father.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, John.
Thank you.
Nathan, you're next.
Tell us about where you're going and what your plans are.
I plan on going to the University of Oklahoma and studying chemical engineering. My whole family's done that. My dad and all my grandpas have all done engineering.
Is that you feel like that's your path and your strength?
Yes.
Tell us about, juggling the responsibilities of your schoolwork, academic side, and football too. How you make it work?
It's a lot of time, a lot of commitment, but football has taught me everything about discipline and handling adversity. I mean, I really owe a lot of my academic success to, Coach Blankenship and the culture that they have brought to that program.
That's great. That's great. Well, 2 big wins in a row, and
yep.
Let's keep it rolling Thursday night.
Yeah.
Love it.
You want to introduce us to your guest, please?
I don't have any.
Well, who would be here with you if you're?
My mom and my dad would be.
All right. Congratulations.
All right. Same question there. Where are you going, and what are your plans?
I'm planning on going to TU to get my bachelor's in music. I'm thinking about, after that, going to OCU to get a degree specifically in sound engineering. Maybe work in a studio or doing live sound. I don't know yet.
Just looking at anything in that music industry and
yeah, anything in that kind of field.
Talk about we talked about football, the pride, juggling both of those, and where are you finding the time to fit all this in?
There's not a whole lot of time. I have to work like 30-hour days most days, a little bit of overtime. I think right now in the season it's about 18, 19 hours a week after school, so it's quite a bit.
But you're getting it done, pulling it off. Your favorite subject at school?
I'd say definitely throughout my career has been math, but I also definitely like science and social studies.
Great. You a lifer? You've been here since kindergarten?
I'm actually the best of anybody because I've been here since pre-K.
I love it. I love it.
Well, my
That's
son
awesome.
was also an AP kid and in the Pride, so I watched him and I know how hard he worked. So congratulations.
Yeah, it's a little bit of work.
It's a lot of work.
You have any guests this evening?
My mom's here tonight.
All right. Congratulations. Audrey.
Good evening. Tell us about where you're going and what your future plans are.
Well, I hope to go to the University of Tulsa, and although I do want to eventually publish a short story in their journal, I would really like to go down the pre-med track. I'm not entirely sure if I want to major in biology or like exercise and sports science, so I'm still deciding on what exactly I want to do, but pre-med track for sure.
That's great. How many miles a week do you put in running?
About like 30, 35, somewhere around there.
Wow. So what do you think about when you run? Are you thinking about a lot of your schoolwork, studying in your mind?
Well, that's definitely been an issue. I've been thinking, oh no, I got to get this essay done as I'm running. But honestly, running is a great outlet for stress for me because I can kind of just let my mind go blank and just kind of relax.
That's great.
Yeah.
Your writing, is there a particular genre you enjoy reading or writing?
I am definitely like more of a fiction writer, and I do have to admit that I'm a romance girl. But yeah, that's more my style. Not anything nonfiction or anything like that.
Great, great.
And your guests this evening? You have any guests here?
My mom, my dad, and my brother, oh, there he is. Yeah.
Is it Darren? You're up, Darren.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Tell us about where you're going and what your plans are.
I want to go to the University of Tulsa and major in mathematics.
And when did you recognize, what grade, that you thought, I'm pretty darn good at math?
Pretty much just
first grade?
First, second grade, yeah. Really early on. Numbers have always been my thing.
Are you a writer or
no? No, not a writer.
You're strictly a math person.
Yes.
Are you a kindergarten, pre-K on student, a lifer and BA also?
Yeah, I've been BA my whole life.
And tell us about, like you talked about those future plans. There's so many things, so many options for you out there in that world. Have you thought about any specific job that's interesting or?
Yeah, the problem with the math degree is that it still leaves everything open. But
Yeah.
I think one of the areas I've looked a lot into is architecture. I've always been fascinated by architecture and the way buildings are designed. So
that's great. That's awesome. Good job.
So you have guests here this evening?
I do. My mom back there.
Real quick, of all you all standing there, how many are all BA lifers? I thought so, because I don't think we had Miss Crisp there. All right, that's awesome. All right, our next gentleman, John.
Hello.
You're up.
Good evening.
Good evening.
To be honest, I'm looking a lot more towards OU, looking to major in electrical engineering, maybe get a bachelor's in business administration while I'm at it. Looks pretty good overall. Just like Darren, I prefer math much more than writing. I'm a no-lifer here, and you can see over there is my dad, the gray hair.
With the electrical engineering, is there a specific career that you're interested in?
Not exactly. I just saw, I was really interested in computers, and I saw that electrical was a lot more broad, and I think that would fit me a lot better than the very specific and a lot less open market that is computer engineering.
Right. Well, just so many opportunities with a degree like that. We're proud of all of you all. I mean, it's amazing.
Congratulations to each of you, and to the parents too. Great job. Congratulations. It's impressive. Everyone's from Broken Arrow. That's good to hear too. So it's awesome. That's right.
Thank you.
And to all the teachers, thank you as well. Man, this is exciting to get to come up and celebrate the academic side of what Broken Arrow Public Schools is all about. So congratulations to each of you. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, can we get a quick picture right up here?
That's impressive to see. There was some athletics, some fine arts. I think so. And plus the athletics and fine arts component into it, you know.
I'm gonna get out of the way.
That's awesome. Ms. Barber, how many National Merit semifinalists did we have last year? Do you know? We were wondering that up
Just
here.
looked at that
But
the other
four?
day. We ended up having 4 finalists last year.
Okay.
So we're still in the semifinalist stage. They have to meet some other requirements, but we have, again, 7 semifinalists and 1 commended scholar, so we're looking pretty good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Congratulations. Next item.
President Allen, we need to table number 10, that till the November meeting. It
Okay.
wasn't supposed to be on here tonight.
Okay, we could do that. I need to entertain a motion to table item number 10.
Make a motion to table item number 10.
I'll second.
Motion and second, please call the roll.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. We want to give just a second
Yes.
and allow if they want it.
Guests, if you would like to step out now, would be a great time before we move on.
And bore you with the rest of the meeting.
Moving on with item number 11, with the size of our district and the amount of employees that we have, we're always going to be a part of change. I think that's a thing that we're going to have to accept. And tonight you'll see I'll be bringing several positions and people to the board for approval. And this started somewhat with Mr. Larry Shackelford, who has been our associate superintendent. He's been over operations and maintenance and construction the past 2.5 years and has just done a phenomenal job. Has made the decision to retire in December and is closing out a career in education of 40+ years. Been to Broken Arrow before as a teacher and a coach, and made the decision to come back several years ago. He's a former superintendent and high school principal, and I just want to thank him. He's got some more opportunities ahead that lie ahead for him that I know will have great things. You'll make the same impact that you made here in BA. So I want to thank him to start tonight.
Ms. Berry, I want to add to that, though. I want to thank Mr. Shackelford for all of his dedication and to help making us better, to changing a culture that was broken, and for your commitment to all things right in Broken Arrow. We really appreciate that and want to thank you and wish you the very best. So.
Yeah, coattail onto that as well. you came in at an incredible time, did an incredible work, just facilitating, as Mr. Allen said, a change in the culture, and I think that's a legacy that will continue throughout this district, and you have been exceptionally instrumental in making us better. And I believe in also, bringing great personnel and helping great personnel develop, lead, and just have done, as I've told you on our conversation, near and dear to my heart, and just a solid individual. So thank you for all your service that you've done here.
And I'd like to add just one of the nicest, kindest people I've ever met. So thank you.
And by the way, the ride will always be cherished. It'll always come up every year in my photos. So
I'd like to bring item number 11 to the board tonight, seeking approval of a new role as we continually make safety and security a paramount discussion in the district. Doesn't seem like a day goes by where we're not discussing it in some form or fashion. Felt like there was a need in the district to bring that to a cabinet level and to have somebody to take on those responsibilities to make it stay at the forefront. And this person would be over safety and security in the district, over our security team, over everything we have to meet from a state standpoint, safety and security, and also handle the student discipline side of things that ties into that. So seeking approval for this position of Assistant Superintendent of Security and Student Services.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Item number 12, seeking approval tonight to fill that position with Mr. Derek Blackburn. Mr. Blackburn is a BA grad, former teacher and coach in the district, served as high school principal for many years, was also assistant principal at the high school too, and nobody really realizes the load that he handles day in, day out with student discipline issues for 20,000 students. He was instrumental in starting our security team here in the district, worked from basically 4 part-time officers that served the high school campus, freshman academy, and options academy, to now we have 14 positions that serve all of our sites, elementary, pre-K on to the high school. So with his experience as Executive Director of Student Services recently, I'm recommending that he be approved for Assistant Superintendent of Security and Student Services in the district.
Entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion and second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Congratulations, Mr. Blackburn. Mr. Blackburn, I'm just curious, with that role, how many positive phone calls or emails do you get?
I'm hoping that changes, but typically it's helping people just deal with the situation that they're somewhat surprised with in regards to some decisions that kids have made, and just helping them get through those situations.
I definitely appreciate your demeanor and how you handle those things, because typically if they weren't done properly, they probably get communicated up to the board. So you're the right man for the job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr.
We voted on 12.
Yep, no, 13.
Number 13, this is a title change for,
For a second. Can I do one thing?
Yes.
Because I'm a proud grandfather too, is that my oldest and my grandson are here.
Oh, I didn't, sorry, I didn't. I should have done that.
Those are some very
That's
very
awesome.
special guests.
That's awesome.
Mr. Blackburn, I saw the way your carrying your grandson around like a football game the other night, so he's going to be tough without question. So.
Item number 13, seeking approval for a title change for current cabinet member, Mr. Ashley Bowser. Mr. Bowser's role has definitely, and really technology is changing minute by minute in education, and it's moved from just providing computers and internet access in the district to the informational technology side, but also the instructional technology side. He's been helping us greatly, and somebody I depend on for him and his team to partner with our instructional team and really make the biggest impact on our students by keeping them with the greatest and latest devices and the tools they need to be successful. So with that, seeking his title from Chief Technology Officer to the Assistant Superintendent of Information Technology.
Questions or discussion?
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Mr. Bowser, congratulations.
Yes.
And it was rude of do you have any guests here? We apologize. I'm not gonna, sorry, Mr. Blackburn, I apologize.
I do not.
Oh.
My wife is at parent-teacher conference.
All right.
We wish you would have brought your son.
Because he's a hoot.
He is entertaining too. He could have told Yes.
Item number 14, it's a title change again with the movement of Mr. Shackelford. We are seeking the approval of Mr. Steve Dunn, moving from Assistant Superintendent to fill the title of Associate Superintendent in the district. Mr. Dunn has mainly been involved with our student activities and engagement across the district, but with Mr. Shackelford stepping away, Mr. Dunn is taking on the role of construction for the time being, and with $53 million worth of bond projects over the next 5 years, we had to look somebody that had prior experience, which he did, served in that role for a couple of years over in Owasso, and so we're seeking his approval tonight as Associate Superintendent.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion and second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Mr. Dunn, congratulations. Do you have any guests? Okay. All right.
They probably ate them all.
And the last one here is, again, tied to Mr. Shackelford, a part of his duties of stepping into the role of Chief Operating Officer. And would like to recommend Andy Rice into that role. Andy Rice is currently the principal at Broken Arrow Freshman Academy. I cannot tell you the job that he has done there and really changed the culture of that building. His positivity, his energy, his visibility on that campus has been a game changer. He has a military background, just retired here recently, and he was a logistics person in his field of service and has a lot of experience with supply and management, and I think it's going to be a great fit for him. Although timing's not ideal in the middle of the year, he was definitely the best person to step up in that role. So we'd like to recommend Andy Rice as the Chief Operating Officer for the district.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion and second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Congratulations.
He is out of town tonight, so he cannot be here. So
I believe he's in London. isn't
London,
he?
yes, he is.
Gets you a new job, he goes to London. Man. Okay, next item, Mr. Sappington.
Okay, good evening. Good evening, Mr. Perry, President Allen, members of the board. Tonight we are seeking your approval to hire Melinda Silva as the principal of the Broken Arrow Freshman Academy. Mrs. Silva has been working in dual roles, both as an assistant principal at the Freshman Academy and preparing to lead the new Sequoia 8th grade academy. With the recent changes, we are now excited to see Mrs. Silva assume the role of principal at the Freshman Academy.
Questions or discussion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion and second, please call the roll.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes,
Ms.
congratulations.
Silva's here tonight. Thank
Congratulations, Ms. Silva. Good to see you. I think last time I saw you, you had your Folds of Honor shirt on. Guess you got a military background, right? Thank you for your service as well.
She has served as the assistant principal currently at Broken Arrow Freshman Academy. She was named as the 8th grade academy principal not too long ago, but we felt like she was the right fit and going to move her into that. We will open up the 8th grade position.
Mr. Perry, do you want to tell your story about your meeting at the Freshman Academy, or is that's not the right time or place?
No, this is a great place. The day that Mr. Rice made the announcement to the faculty that he was leaving to move into this position, you saw these sad faces and great disappointment because he is such a leader for that building. And he turned pretty quickly after that and named Miss Silva to recognize her as the Freshman Academy principal. Immediately, teachers stood up and gave her a standing ovation. And so that tells you the amount of respect that she has. I know she works closely with her administrative team there, and it's like a family there. And so the support that she has is rock solid.
Ms. Silva, you have any special guests this evening?
I do. I have several members of our staff with me today, and then my family is here with me also.
Congratulations. Yeah, we're excited for you. Mr. Sabaton, next item.
Okay, I actually had Mrs. Silva asked her to lead a committee, a building naming committee, and she did a great job. I told her I wouldn't brag on her too much tonight because we just did that a few months ago. But as you can see, we had a committee there and met and discussed options for the name of the 8th grade academy, and unanimously we came up with Sequoia 8th grade academy. And the reason for that really was we did not want to have any confusion in the community, thinking that there was an 8th grade academy for all students. This is for Sequoia 8th grade students only.
Okay. Awesome. Any other discussion or questions? All right. Entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second, please call the roll.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes, thank you, sir. Next item, Mr. Dunn.
Yes, sir. Thank you. This evening, I would just like to propose Monday, May 19th, 2025, for the graduation ceremony to be held at Memorial Stadium. The rain dates for graduation would be May 20 and May 21, and project graduation will remain on May 19th. So going ahead and setting these dates gives us an opportunity to make some reservations and start the planning process for a really big event. So information only. Had a group of high school administration, teachers, staff look at all of the pertinent dates with TCC, student activities taking place at that time of the spring, our AP testing schedule, and landed on the 19th as the best date for the district.
So will the project graduation be on the 19th no matter what? or-
Yep. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Make a motion to approve?
It's just info only right
Oh, just
there, I think,
info?
John. Is there a reason why it's info only? Just curious.
Just a recommendation to the board that that's when we're going to have it. It's really not an action item.
Okay.
It's just kind of how we've handled it in the
Just
past.
spelled it out. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It
Perfect.
kind of makes it more official for us to then send out notification to the community.
Perfect. Thank you. Next item. Jaden.
Good evening, Mr. President, Mr. Perry, members of the board. Thank you for allowing me to come tonight to brag about our energy program. Let's dive into the good stuff. Over the last 8 years, the partnership between Synergistic and Broken Arrow Public Schools has resulted in over $6 million in energy reductions. I've said it 1,000 times, but every dollar saved is an opportunity for our students. How was this accomplished? Well, I'm glad you asked. The part I played in this was completing over 11,000 energy and comfort-related audits. Mostly those were composed of unoccupied audits, because getting into our buildings during unoccupied times is the best way to save energy without sacrificing comfort. Energy use index is how much energy a building uses per square foot, so that allows us to compare like the high school to our ECCs a little more efficiently. You can see the trend here on the left. The EUI trend has been going down since the partnership with Synergistic started. On the right-hand side, you'll see how the utility prices have gone up since the program started. 53% for electricity, natural gas has increased 55%, water and sewer has increased 34%. This shows just how important reducing energy is whenever utility prices continue to go up. The energy program is much more than just saving money. We also make an environmental impact as well. Here are a few examples. Removing almost 11,000 cars off the road for an entire year, or 6,000 homes energy use for an entire year equals about that $6 million mark. Each summer, our electric provider, PSO, holds energy reduction events. I'm proud to announce the incentive coming this November will be for $61,500. In the past, the district has used this to upgrade our HVAC controls, which helps to the comfort of our staff and students, and also allows us to save additional energy. This demonstrates the continued impact of our energy efforts. As Broken Arrow moves forward to bringing the energy program in-house, I just want to take a moment to thank the board and the entire district for the trust that you placed in me over the last 8 years. The success that we've seen wouldn't be possible without the collaboration between Synergistic and the team at Broken Arrow. I'm confident in the foundation that we've built that the Broken Arrow team will continue to thrive, and I'll do anything I can to support the transition and wish the district continued success in their energy savings.
Appreciate it. Thank you for all you've done.
Oh, yes, sir.
Mr. Dykes, I think you keyed on something real instrumental there, and you said it is the foundation that you helped build. And so, again, thank you for the years of assisting and helping us build that foundation and educating us. And again, great job over the years. Thank you.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Next item, comments from the public. We have none. Next item be 21, general consent items 22 through 65. Any discussion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item 66. Ms. Murphy?
Good evening. I am here to present the activity reports and the treasurer's reports for through September 30th of 2024. So in activity funds, we have receipts totaling $1,607,000, distributions totaling $1,558,000, which gives us an ending cash balance of $5,379,000. Do we have any questions about activity funds?
Thank you.
Okay, treasurer's reports. We have cash balance report reflects a total of $104,318,000. Investments for the district are $81,797,000. And the collateral report shows a total of $18,309,000, which is pledged to Broken Arrow Schools. And then total deposits requiring collateral are $8,589,000. This leaves us an available collateral balance of $9,720,000. Any questions?
Next item,
Great,
please.
thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Sapp.
Good evening. The first item I have tonight is for the change orders. The date range is September 5th through October 9th of 2024. It reflects a decrease in the amount of $42,410.73 and would recommend your approval on this.
Questions or discussion?
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Motion is second, please call the roll.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item.
The second item I have is the encumbrance reports. Date range is September 5th through October 10th, 2024, and it reflects encumbrances of $2,250,222.95 and recommend your approval on this as well.
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Motion is second, please call the roll.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item, Ms. Enoff.
Good evening, President Allen, Mr. Perry, members of the board. We're through the first quarter of fiscal year 24-25, and so far so good. Collections across all major funds are coming in as expected. I receive monthly state treasurer updates from our state treasurer, and collections across the state of Oklahoma continue to remain strong. What will really set the stage for the last part of our fiscal year is when the Board of Equalization meets in December to determine whether revenue collections are on target with the budget that has been set and passed by the state legislature. So then at that point, we will receive our midterm adjustment in January that will coincide with our official October counts for the year, and the district state aid allocation will be adjusted from there. Building fund, again, ad valorem collections are the main driver of this fund, and we received the majority of those collections starting in the December-January timeframe. Redbud funding is a new source of funding to building fund within the past couple years, and those collections are in January and in June. Also, with our Redbud funding, the change in legislation that took place this past year has opened up flexibility for those funding, which is greatly appreciated, so we can use and apply these funds in the same purpose as we do the rest of our building fund collections. In child nutrition, our local sources of revenue and federal sources, just some timing differences of when we've received some claims in our federal, but our local sources remain strong as participation among across campuses remains high. And with our general fund expenditures, our salaries and benefits, and some of our fixed costs are the main drivers of expenses across these funds. Inflation has seemed to curtail a little bit, and so we are finally seeming to come out of some of the effects of the pandemic with prices starting to stabilize. And so really at this point looking to just stabilize costs across this fund along with some of our personnel costs. Building fund, again, with the flexibility of Redbud funding, we are able to leverage those funds to take some pressure off general fund for some of our fixed costs of insurance and utility expenses. And child nutrition, again, remains a self-sufficient fund, funding all of their personnel, food and supply expenses, and everything related to running our child nutrition program. You can see our fund balance history over the past several years, and in between 2023 and 2024, saw a little bit of a decrease by design as we continue to spend one-time COVID pandemic funds and get back to regular cash flow operations.
Ms. Enoff, on those federal funds for child nutrition, will that work itself out, or is it we may or may not get those
For the
funds?
COVID funds, those have pretty much sunset for our regular claims for free and reduced, and the federal programs, those will continue to come in.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item.
My next item, seeking board approval for the approval of our sanctioned organizations. This is the time of year where all of our athletic, fine arts groups reapply for sanctioning status from the Board of Education. Appreciate all of the work that goes into, on the parent side, running and operating these organizations, and everyone listed tonight has gone through the annual sanctioning training as well as submitted all of their required documents.
Any questions?
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Motion and second, please call the roll.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes, next item, Ms. Ena.
Seeking your approval for the renewal of sanctioning status for our PTA council and individual elementary and secondary units.
Questions or discussion?
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Motion and second, please call the roll.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes, next item.
And finally, tonight, I'm very excited to present Swim Booster Club, as they have banded together and are requesting sanctioning status for the first time. So again, just a huge thanks to our parents behind the support of all of this.
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Motion and second, please call the roll.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item, Mr. Leach.
Good evening. This evening, I recommend for your approval the contracts for the Options Academy renovation to the lowest responsible bidder and to assign such construction contracts to Lowry Construction Services and to approve or disapprove the amendment to the construction management contract establishing a new guaranteed maximum price, or GMP, in the amount of $964,145, and to authorize the Director of Construction Services to approve or disapprove changes to the trade contracts within the GMP. All bidding was conducted pursuant to the Oklahoma Competitive Bidding Act, and the cost of this construction will be paid with lease revenue bonds.
Questions?
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Motion and second, please call the roll.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes. Next item, Ms. Drake.
Good evening, President Allen, Mr. Perry, and Board of Education members. This is the first reading for multiple sections of the Board of Education Policy Guide with the intent of a second reading and action at the November 11th board meeting. These policy adoptions and revisions are primarily due to legislative changes and updates from RFR and can also be found in Basecamp. RFR Legal has reviewed each policy. This agenda item is for information only.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item, Ms. Powell.
Good evening, President Allen, Superintendent Perry, and members of the board. I am bringing to you this evening an item for discussion regarding our middle school redistricting project. I first want to just go over our process for redistricting, how we start and how we get to that final recommendation. Our first job is to really analyze our current boundaries and what our projected growth is. So we start there. We really look at our maps and the population density to see where there might be areas that need to be moved or just considered. We identify those areas of growth and the known future growth. So we look at those developments that are starting to take place in our community and the ones that are in the pipeline, so we know what's coming. We develop lots of options. We vet those with district leadership. And then we come up with an initial recommendation, which is what is up for discussion this evening. We will have a community forum on October 24th. I'll give more information about that in just a little bit. And then we'll bring back for final recommendation at the November board meeting. Our current class sizes, this is just an average for you. If you look at the middle school class sizes, you see for English, we have 21 classrooms that have 30 or more students. We have 37 science classrooms that have 30 or more students, and so on. 13 for math, 29 for social studies. Those are numbers that represent to us that something needs to happen, and that we need to really pay attention to our class sizes, because it's important that we maintain those small class sizes for our students and our teachers. That's where the best instruction happens. So that is one of our main priorities with this redistricting project. Our other priority is the new Sequoia 8th grade academy. And with that opening, we need to shift those boundaries a bit as we make room for those kiddos. So we want to balance our middle school sites. We want to develop contiguous boundaries. And again, look at that development growth and the projected growth. One of the things that Mr. Bowser and I have really been discussing is that we have developments where our students are aging out. They're growing up, they're graduating, they're going to college, but then we have new developments where they're young families and they're starting families, and we're going to continue to grow. So as we do that, we really need to start thinking about looking at these boundaries annually, and then really talking about making some shifts and changes every 2 to 3 years. That's just kind of where our community is right now with our growth. So those are two of our primary goals.
I'll interject here. I do think that is going to be a reality as our district continues to grow, is that redistricting. We do look at this all the time, but everything that we're seeing now, our meetings with the city, seeing what's approved right now for housing additions, I see redistricting as biannual thing that we'll be bringing to the board for approval.
Mr. Perry, I would agree as well, because sitting on the housing committee study and the 4,000 plus already approved homes in BA, and still with undeveloped homes out there as well, that's just not even, those are just the approved. This would be the responsible thing for us to do, to plan for the future and do this at least every 2 years. Because it's going to change. I mean, and it may get to a point where the board needs to do it every year, just based upon how many houses are starting to go up in our city. But I think it would be the responsible thing to do to keep those class sizes, to retract and retain quality.
Incredibly quick and fast. I mean, everywhere you go in Broken Arrow, in any direction, you're gonna find new development. And it stinks that this is the outcome. But, you know, I think fundamentally, and the thing that, it's so funny because I remember coming to when my kids were in school, 3rd grade, my 3rd grader was getting redistricted, and by golly, I wanted people to know that was not a good idea. And then here we are today, you know. So, you know, I get it, and it's not a great thing, but again, I think, you know, everybody knowing and that's listening, the reasons why we're doing it is because of the classroom sizes, trying to make it the best opportunity for the children that are in the classroom, the best experience, and to retain the best talent and attract teachers, knowing that we want to keep a classroom size. And I know I'm reiterating so many things that you're saying, but I can't tell you how many times I've said that to people just because of the fact that we're redistricting. I'm like, I know it stinks, but, you know, I do believe that, you know, it is a matter of fact. So thank you for pointing that out.
In a district our size, and with the developments that we have, it truly is a need that's best for our students. And as you can see, this is our recommendation, our proposed middle school boundary. The boundaries are more contiguous, so we worked really hard to make sure that we weren't splitting areas up and that we were keeping them intact and contiguous.
And did you guys have a committee that helped come up with this?
So our team, our enrollment team, along with Mr. Bowser and our GIS specialist,
Okay.
We all worked together.
You know, the most difficult part of this is that someone's either on the most outside boundary or the boundary that school's right there. It's across the road from you, so you gotta be on one side or the other. That's the thing that stinks about the redistricting part, but,
Right.
I know in my time, we've done this several times as a board member. When we do this, it is uncomfortable, but I've never heard a parent come back and go, dang, I am so mad that you sent our kid to that school, that it was a terrible experience. Because I believe every school that we have in here is a great school,
Yes.
no matter where they go to school. And it may be a little uncomfortable, but they're gonna go to a great school.
Right.
Ms. Dias says that all the time. It's so funny. Every time I hear that, it just resonates. I hear Ms. Dias saying, you know, all of our schools are wonderful, but, you know, you just get locked into that school and, you know, it is near and dear to you, but all of our schools are
I
wonderful.
think a lot of times it's more uncomfortable for the parents than it is the
Oh,
kids.
Yes,
100%.
absolutely.
It was for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And truly, it's going to be amazing for the students because the middle schools are going to be well balanced,
Yes.
which is important for those class sizes. We just split the map up for the south side of 91st Street and then the north side, and then the impact of our students. The total students affected will be approximately 895 students. Total households affected will be 782. And then we broke it down by grade level. And these are for our students that will be in those grade levels next year. We took our current students this year and projected those.
But for the sixth graders, they would have been going to a different school regardless
Yes.
of
Mhm.
where they came from. So
Yes.
it's really not just their anticipated school where they would have went.
Right.
Versus where they're going now.
Yes. Again, we will have the Parent Guardian Forum on October 24th at 6 p.m. At Central on Main in the ballroom. And then we will bring this back to you on November 11th.
Are you going to put out, you're going to get the word out, obviously, about the forum on
Yes.
multiple?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson's up here shaking her head. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Any other questions?
Will all these maps be available online?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm really excited for parents to see those that are going to the new Sequoia 8th grade academy, the work that they've really moved along quickly and it's starting to take shape on the interior. Stunning building. I mean, it's first class and it's exciting that we've got students moving into there next year also.
Ms. Powell, Mr. Bowser, and your team, just want to thank you guys. I know it's not popular for sure, and it's not easy, and a lot of work and effort went into it, we can tell, and we just want to thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Next item, 77 is new business. We have none. Next item, 78, Mr. Perry.
That's moving into executive session.
Make a
Motion.
Motion to move to executive session.
Make a motion to move to executive session.
I'll second.
Motion and second, please call the roll.
Cockrell?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes, thank you. All right, next item is we will return to open session. Board Clerk, please.
The Board of Education, Mr. Chuck Perry, Mr. Ashley Bowser, and Ms. Bridget Powell entered into executive session at 7:24 p.m. to consider the appeal of the denied student A's transfer with the review of confidential education records and transfer request of student A, whereby disclosure of any additional information could potentially violate FERPA pursuant to 25 OS Section 307B7 of the Open Media Act. No action or vote was taken in an executive session, and the board returned to open session at 7:44 p.m.
Okay, next item, 79.
Bring forward to vote to accept or overturn the decision to deny the transfer of student A.
I make a motion to uphold the superintendent's recommendation to deny student A's transfer request.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes, next item will be to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Mr. Cockrell?
Yes.
Ms. Roulette?
Yes.
Mr. Denton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes, thank you.